In terms of Volkswagen, what they have done is after they said that they're maybe closing factories last week, they have said yesterday that they're going to terminate worker protections that they've had for 30 years, Tom.
Yeah, more than 90% of Tesla's revenue and profits come from making cars. So they're in the car market.
They said, quote, they don't see Tesla as an automaker, but rather a technology platform attempting to reshape multiple industries.
All that and more. So let's get to it. Tesla stock is down in the pre-market almost 1%, sitting at $223.95. The only thing more volatile than Tesla stock this week might be those German automakers.
Ollie, give us the latest in terms of the woes of BMW and VW. This is coming in quick succession, two companies with two different sets of issues.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, if you needed any more bad news from the German auto sector, you got it yesterday. For BMW, it's a recall of 1.5 million cars. That is down to do with brakes, the issues around the brakes that have been furnished by Continental. But what it has done is sort of for the broader term, obviously there's big questions on the macro and demand in China, demand in Europe, demand in the auto sector in general, but it has meant that BMW is going to cut their margins. They're now aiming for 6 to 7%. Before it was 8 to 10%. And for this car maker, and really for all car makers, but particularly for sort of a higher end car maker, the luxury car makers, generally speaking, that margin is absolutely crucial. In terms of Volkswagen, what they have done is after they said that they're maybe closing factories last week, they have said yesterday that they're going to terminate worker protections that they've had for 30 years, Tom. Huge worker protections. This would protect jobs into 2029. That now is going to change. They're dissolving that. That means that these jobs are no longer safe starting basically at the midpoint of next year.
Not looking good.
And it basically sets up this huge union fight for Volkswagen. And part of the reason they've never done this in the past is that half of the board seats are held by worker representatives of some kind. The state of Lower Saxony owns 20% of the company, so obviously is not in favor, generally speaking, of job cuts. So this is a very tough fight, and it just comes to show how difficult things are for Volkswagen right now, that they're willing to undertake this fight. When you look at the market reaction and what happened yesterday in the session, I mean, all of the car makers in Germany got absolutely crushed yesterday. We saw Volkswagen down 3%, almost 4%, BMW 11%, Continental about 10%. And we should say on Volkswagen, right, the price of the shares there, it has gone from the biggest car maker in the world, the most substantial, to being worth about 6% of Tesla's market cap.
Yeah! Damn, that is relatively small. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, for this is just the first domino to be falling for the legacy OEMs, not only in Germany, but expect this to happen over here in the US as well. And trust, the Japanese auto manufacturers, they won't be immune. Why, you ask? Much of it stems from the price war over there in China when it comes to EVs. Forget the fact that these legacy auto manufacturers cannot produce battery electric vehicles profitably. The EVs being produced by companies in China and Tesla are simply put better vehicles and more reasonably priced. This trend will only continue at the detriment of these legacy auto manufacturers. If you've got a BMW or a Volkswagen in your garage or driveway, you might want to start considering an alternative. Something American made. Something flat out better. If you want to save $1,000 off that product, my referral link will be in the pinned comment below.
I want to ask you about a company that you're not covering, that you explicitly say you are not covering. You say, well, I'm putting the Magnificent Six in my coverage universe now. But there's one stock that you say is not like the others. And I had to say it made me giggle at the end of your note, summary where you talk about that. Tesla. Why don't you view Tesla as like these others?
Yeah, more than 90% of Tesla's revenue and profits come from making cars. So they're in the car market.
At the moment, this number keeps dwindling. 95% of what Tesla makes is in the auto sector. Now it's 90%. I wonder if this trend will continue. 85%? 75%? At what point will the stock market realize that Tesla is more than an automotive company.
The fact that they have potential for doing other things in the future is great, but that's a venture investment. Right now, they're in the car business.
Let's go to Tesla. Volatile week, was doing pretty well while stocks were selling off last week, and then it got wrapped up in the downside on Friday. And then trying to hold $220 here. Fresh buy rating from Deutsche Bank, pretty juicy too, $295.
Yeah, and look, this their thesis behind this matches up with what Elon Musk is trying to do, clearly. So again, they have a buy rating, $295 price target for Tesla now from Deutsche Bank. They've resumed coverage of the, I would say EV maker, but they see it as more than that.
What?
They said, quote, they don't see Tesla as an automaker, but rather a technology platform attempting to reshape multiple industries, deserving of a unique type of valuation frameworks.
Ding, 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 ding! Tell them what they've won, Johnny! Mother. Right. I don't think I could have summed that up better myself. The fact that some of these analysts on Wall Street are understanding it to this degree makes me want to buy Tesla stock while it's cheap.
We just spoke to Gil Luria from D.A. Davidson. He says it is a car company, Julie Hyman. Deutsche Bank says, no, hold on. It isn't just a car company. It's how you value the stock.
As they say, that's what makes a market, right? I love that these two notes came out on the same day. It's Edison Yu over at Deutsche Bank who is initiating coverage, who is the one who is taking over coverage of the autos after the departure of Emmanuel Rosner. So interesting here. The note, by the way, today is on Tesla, but he also initiated coverage of the broader universe of automakers. And looking at that universe, he talks about liking General Motors in the near term over Ford because of the buyback and belief it can beat numbers, he said. Longer term, Ford, he says, seems more interesting based on its pivot towards its skunk work efforts. But he says, forget about both of those. We like Tesla the best.
And then coming up, we got the robo-taxi event October 10th. On that, Deutsche Bank saying the analyst, his bias is positive, but will be tactically cautious coming out of the event. Could be sell the news reaction.
I mean, and
we'll see.
Even though they are showing something that day, we have no idea when it will go to market, what it will mean financially for the company.
All will be revealed, maybe, or maybe not.
Something.
In conclusion, it just might be time for you to get rid of that German automobile in your garage or driveway. If so, make sure you head to the Tesla website. You may be pleasantly surprised. Don't forget, you get $1,000 off that purchase price if you use the referral link below. And some analysts believe that Tesla is just a car company, while others, like Deutsche Bank, understand that Tesla is much, much more than just an automobile company. Can I hear what Deutsche Bank had to say earlier?
They said, quote, they don't see Tesla as an automaker, but rather a technology platform attempting to reshape multiple industries, deserving of a unique type of valuation frameworks.
Yes, that is a fair assessment of how I view where Tesla is going to go and exactly why they will be the most valuable company in a decade's time. That's all I've got for you today. Be easy. Peace.